Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We from the group of 6 will explain economic thought according to Al-Ghazali, Ibn Rushd, and Ibn Taymiyah. We will introduce ourselves, Septi and my friend Danesh. First, I will explain the biography of Al-Ghazali. Al-Ghazali is Persian Muslim philosopher and theologian. Al-Ghazali was originally named Zainuddin Abu Hamid Muhammad bin Muhammad Ghazali Tusi Safi'i. He was born in the city of Tus, Iran in 450 Hijriah and died in 505 Hijriah in Naisabur. Al-Ghazali's most monumental work is the book Ihya Ulumuddin, which discusses the rules and principles involving the soul. Al-Ghazali's economic thought. First, concept of well-being. Al-Ghazali stated that economic activity must be carried out efficiently because it is part of fulfilling one's religious duties. He identified 3 reasons why a person should carry out economic activities, namely first, to meet the needs of the life in question, second, to prosper family, third, to help others in need. Second, voluntary exchange and market evolution. According to Al-Ghazali, every trade must use an honorable manner. Surely the merchant on the day resurrection will be resurrected like the great sinners except those who for Allah. Do good and be honest. Hoarding is a criminal act against morals and social. It is a shortcut to eat other people's property in a beautiful way. Third, production. Al-Ghazali focuses economic activities on the types of activities that are in accordance with the fundamentals of Islamic economic, namely in 3 divisions. First, relate to the production of basic goods as social obligations. He considers work to be part of a person's worship. If 3 is a group of people who produce goods in sufficient quantities for the needs of the community, then the obligation of the community have been fulfilled. Fourth, barter and the evolution of money. In the case, Al-Ghazali formulated in 4 things, namely first, the problem of bartering and the need for money. Second, uselessly money and hoarding are contrary to divine law. Third, counterfeiting and decreasing the value of money. Fourth, the prohibition of riba. Fifth, role of the state. Regarding economic progress through justice, peace, and stability, Al-Ghazali stressed that the state must also take action to enforce conditions, internally and externally. Next, I will explain about Ibn Rushd. First, biography of Ibn Rushd. Ibn Rushd was a doctor, jurist, and the most popular of philosopher in the period of the development of Islamic philosophy. Ibn Rushd's full name is Abu al-Walid Muhammad bin Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Rushd. He was born in the city of Cordoba in 526 Hijriah and died in 595 Hijriah in Maghribi or Morocco. Ibn Rushd of famous work is Intil al-Kulliyah, which discuss the general principles of medicine.
Next, I will explain about Ibn Rushd's economic thought. First is law causality of economic thought. Ibn Rushd. Ibn Rushd discussed the law of causality which touch on the economic sector, namely the demand and supply of an item in general, but will be discussed in detail by subsequent such as Ibn Khaldun and other figures. Second is legitimacy of the Mudarabah agreement. In terms of the validity of the Mudarabah contract, it can be understood from his view that the tradition present by the scholars need to be relieved again because they have been approved and will be used in the general juris. Third is Mudaraba investment capital. According to Ibn Rus, Imam Malik clearly states that the kirot or Mudaraba contract is valid if the investment capital use currency and may not be in the form of good. The last point is funding and distribution of trade-off. In this case, the majority of jurists, including Ibn Rus, agree that the benefit in the Al-Mudaraba contract are divided between the owners and capital and workers by on mutual agreement. Next, I will tell about the biography of Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah's full name is Abul Abbas Taqiyuddin Ahmad bin Abdul Al-Halim bin Abdus Salam bin Abdullah bin Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah is an Islamic scholar who is very deep in his knowledge, so that his works are famous throughout all the world. No wonder, because from a very young age, Ibn Taymiyyah has complemented his education in various fields, including fiqh, hadith, interpretation of Al-Quran, mathematics, and philosophy. He was born in the city of Haran, Turkey, in 661 Hijri. He comes from a religious family. His father was a judge, priest, and sheikh named Shihabuddin bin Taymiyyah. History records that throughout his life, he served 4 times in prison due to slander by his opponent. He died in 728 Hijri in the Qal-ad-Dimashqi prison after being sick for more than 20 days. One of Ibn Taymiyyah's work is the book Al-Hisbah fi al-Islam, which discusses the market and government intervention in economic life. Next, I will explain about the 3 main economic thoughts of Ibn Taymiyyah. First is fair price. A fair price, according to Ibn Taymiyyah, is the value of the price at which people sell their goods and is generally accepted as commensurate with the goods sold or other similar goods in different places and times. The justice that Ibn Taymiyyah wants has the principle of not injuring, not harming others, and there is no injustice. Second is market mechanism. Ibn Taymiyyah, in this case, refers to what is now called demand and supply function. The last point is right of ownership. In this case, Ibn Taymiyyah divides property rights into 3 things. First, individual property things, state property things, and social or collective property things. Thus, our explanation of economic thought by Al-Ghazali, Ibn Taymiyyah, and Ibn Rus. Thank you for your attention, and sorry if there are many mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.